Hey, what's going on, my fellow collectors? Hope you guys are all doing well out there. This is Regan. Thanks for tuning back into our channel. In today's video, we are going to unbox and review this newly released figure of Hot Toys, and this is none other than the Clone Trooper from the Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones MMS 647 1/6 scale collectible figure. And before we start, if you're new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell if you want to get notified once I upload a new video, especially Hot Toys. Without further ado, let's dive in. Alright, so this is the art box. I would say it looks good, pretty straightforward. Well, not clean at all. It has a lot of fingerprints right there, some scratches, and some bumps because I carried this all the way home using my bike. Of course, the standard design for Hot Toys Star Wars figures, black box, V-shaped design, and of course the beautiful picture of that figure. And then of course some warnings at the box, okay? And it's quite long. I'm not sure why, probably some accessories at the bottom. Okay, anyway, this is just the cover for the art box, so we're gonna slide it up. And boom, that is really amazing, guys. That looks fantastic. I really love those classic design, those vintage look. But this one doesn't look like, like a vintage look compared to the other Star Wars figures that Kenner designed, right? So probably like this one is a newer version, but still looks great. I would say, the picture of the figure, the design, some backdrops, which is really cool, even the fonts. Anyway, this is the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Attack of the Clones, so that's why it looks very special. And you can see there's some really cool features that you can open the art box, so you can see the whole figure inside, and it has some cover over that, plastic, which is really nice, to protect from scratches. Amazing, guys. Anyway, let's open it because I'm excited to play with this figure. Anyway, let's open it because I can't wait to get hold of it. And there you go, it has some nice presentation of the packaging, very neat, I would say. Okay, so let me show you guys first the instruction sheet. What I really like on anniversary special packaging is that you could get the beautiful poster, even though it's black and white, still looks fantastic, right? Alright, let's open the first packaging right here. The first tray on the top, some accessories that are included. So it has 6 pieces of extra interchangeable hands with different gestures, and it has some terrific paint job right there. It's pretty neat. Well, some weathering, I would say, and then of course the sculpt looks good. And on the side, the backpack or the utility backpack, it looks really cool. Some really nice weathering effects right there. And I really like that, that fabric design cover that looks like made out of, canvas material, which is fantastic. And some, clips, some magnetic design, which is really cool. That is amazing. And then the straps at the back, which is really nice too. It looks like it looks like made out of leather design, but it's actually made out of rubber plastic material because it's very soft, so you could really fold it, right? It's really cool. And then the print of the Imperial logo right there. Okay, now let's open the main packaging. So right here we got 2 pieces of extra joint, colored black. And then next up right here is the blaster rifle. I think this is the DC-15 blaster rifle. Paint job looks fantastic. And then next up right here is the blaster pistol, the common accessory or common weapon for troopers figures. And it has some movable parts and it looks fantastic. I think this one is also DC-15A, blaster. And then next up right here is the heavy blaster. I'm not sure how you're going to call this one. And I would say it looks really cool. Or blaster cannon, right? Because it has some round. Sorry guys, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, I would say it looks fantastic, guys. I love it. And then lastly, the helmet, the Phase 2 helmet, extra accessory for this Clone Trooper figure that you could exchange, to the main body. That is amazing. And then right here is the Clone Trooper figure. I would say it looks fantastic. The details looks pretty neat and some weathering. Anyway, let's remove the plastics first. Alright, I think that's it. And last but not the least, of course, the team base or the standard team base for Star Wars figures. And I would say it looks fantastic. I think they should made a sand team base, right? Because of the Attack of the Clone scenes on the battlefield, right? I'm just saying. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything included in the box. So now let's check the articulations. Okay, starting off from the head, I think it looks pretty smooth. It looks fantastic. You could twist, you could tilt, It has some extra joint on the neck, so you could have a bigger range of motion to look down, to look up. Even though there's still some, blocking parts, especially the body armor, still okay, still fine. You could still do a bigger range of motion, and yeah, again, still pretty smooth. And for the arms, I don't have any issue because they're still using the standard body for this figure. So I would say it looks fantastic. You could do whatever you want, especially dynamic poses, bigger range of motion. So amazing, guys. For the upper body or the waist part, I would say it looks great. You could do a really nice articulation there, especially bigger range of motion on the twist, side to side. You will love it. However, you will still get some limited range of motion there because of the armor. You could do some crunch in, but still not, not really big. And then some arch, and then some side crunch. So you could still see some, blocking the motion of the movement because of the armor, right? For the legs, again, I don't have any issue, just like the arms, because again, they're using the standard body inside this figure, and I would say it looks fantastic. You can have a bigger range of motion, for especially for some dynamic poses. So it's pretty smooth, I would say, and some ratchet joints right there, and it looks really, really cool. And lastly, for the ankle part, I would say it looks great. It looks pretty decent to me. However, once you move the feet up and down, it might gonna take off easily from the joint, so probably not not too tight to the joint, but you could still do, or you could still do some decent dynamic poses without the holder, especially for standing position. So I think it's okay. Okay, now let's check, or let's talk about the details or the parts of this figure. I'm gonna start off on the feet, on the boots. I find it that the color of that boots, it's too bright, or it's too white. Kind of like it's too clean for the whole legs armor, because you can see the whole legs armor, it's kind of like already soiled, and kind of like it doesn't match the color of the boots, right? Something, it's too clean. Like, why it's clean if they used it to the battlefield, right? So something kind of like weird, right? So it doesn't really match, it doesn't look natural, so I wish Hot Toys could really think something else to really match the color, probably because of the materials that they use. So that's why it's really hard to paint or to really match that color, right? But maybe some collectors, some people doesn't really care anymore about that issue, because that's a long time issue, eh? So I think it's totally fine. But overall, the details and the paint job, especially the weathering, looks absolutely fantastic. And then those armor are movable and detachable as well. And also some armor, like the underwear armor, also movable and probably detachable too. And the belt also movable, but this one I think detachable. Probably if you're going to force it, then you could really detach it, but of course it's not advisable. But the details looks great. That upper body armor, I would say, looks great. The details looks fantastic, especially the weathering as well. The paint job looks terrific. And then on the arms, I think same issue, like the boots, the hands is a little bit different, or it's too white for that whole arms armor. But I think it's totally fine, not really noticeable compared to the boots. So yeah, the details and the paint job, the weathering on the arms looks absolutely fantastic, and also detachable or movable as well. And then lastly, the helmet, I would say it looks absolutely fantastic. The details, the paint job, and the sculpt, the weathering especially is absolutely beautiful. I think it's pretty accurate from the film, right? However, I find it that red spot right there at the back of his head, at the back of his helmet, should be should be brighter, right? Something like a much brighter color of red, or more reflectorized thing, because this one doesn't really noticeable. You're probably gonna ignore that, but I'm just saying, Hot Toys should, check on it. Yeah, just a small details, but overall looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, now let's move on to the accessories. Let's attach to the body, to the figure, but I'm gonna start off changing the helmet first to the phase 2. Okay, there you go, and I think it looks fantastic as well, but I prefer the phase 1, so I think it looks better for me. So that's why we need to order 2 or 4, like 2 for the phase 2 because of the weapons, and 2 for the phase 1, right? Wow, amazing. Anyway, let's move on to the backpack, to the utility backpack. I think this one is really cool too. But I wish Hot Toys should add some magnetic design there, so at least we could attach it easily, even though there's a straps there that look more natural. But you know, if they add some magnetic design, so at least it won't move somehow, so it won't wobble. But even without it, I think still looks absolutely fantastic. And then lastly, the weapons. I just want to try this one. I just want to try the grip of the hands to the weapons. I think it looks okay. It looks good. I just want to show it to you guys. And I think that's it. You could try different weapons and it's absolutely terrific. And my final thoughts on this figure, I would say it is absolutely incredible. Definitely a must buy, a must have figure to all the Star Wars fans out there or hardcore fans of Star Wars. You should really add this to your collection. If you're collecting 1/6 scale, all types of troopers, then you should really add this to your collection. Or maybe in the future, if you're planning to complete the lineup of Attack of the Clones, you should add him now. I mean, like, you should really get him now, because maybe later if you're going to get it late, or if you're going to buy it late, maybe the price will mark up, you know, the value, or maybe probably gonna go down if, you know, it's really used, you know, secondhand, or it's been there for a long time, maybe, but we don't know. So I'm just saying, so because this is very special, you can see from the art box, it's very special, you know, it's 20th anniversary, so that's why it's quite special. Okay, I don't have any issue with this figure. I definitely happy with this figure. So yeah, I love it. You're gonna love it too for sure, guys, especially if you're into Star Wars. Then I think you're gonna love this figure. Okay, I think that's about it, guys. That's all I could say. Let me know your thoughts as well on this figure. Feel free to comment down below, and if you like this video, if you like my unboxing and review, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, until then, see you in the next one. Peace.